Hello, welcome to the Urban Nonprofit. Today we're going to talk about the pros and cons of starting a nonprofit. If you're looking at this video, you probably are wondering, is it worth the effort to start a nonprofit? Or you may even be asking, what is a nonprofit? So I want to talk about that today. I'm Dr. Orletta Caldwell. I'm the founder of the Urban Nonprofit. Our goal is to empower African-American nonprofits by connecting them with vital resources, educational opportunities, and collaboration possibilities. The mission is simple: to foster community growth, ignite meaningful change, and provide a thriving platform for African-American nonprofits to thrive. So if you want to join us, we have an online platform. It's at www.urbannonprofit.com, and all the information will be below. But I want to talk about today the pros and cons of starting a nonprofit. Often people come to me and they ask me, should I start a nonprofit? Why should I start a nonprofit? And I wanted to start just to talk about some pros. Why do people start a nonprofit? I'm going to start with the 4 pros, and I'm going to give you 4 cons. The first one is you're promoting a cause. It helps you build awareness of your mission. What's your mission? What do you want to do? How you want to change the world? How you want to change your community? You can educate and inspire. You can feed people. You have that innate desire, and it's a good thing. And the thing about what a nonprofit corporation does, the society, the United States, we tell you, if you want to promote this and help the greater good, we're going to give you a tax exemption so that all the profits and all the money you raise can go towards that mission. The next thing you want to do is because you want to engage your community. You see an issue. You came to this video because you had an issue that you want to alleviate again. And you can't do it alone. So you want to start a nonprofit to engage your community to help alleviate the problem that they have. Another pro is positive impact. When you are selflessly starting this nonprofit on behalf of society, you're saying you want to make a positive impact. You want to make sure that people are no longer homeless. You want to make sure that people have homes. You want to make sure people have skills to work. You want to make sure that adults know how to read. If you successfully raise funds and provide support to a specific cause, you're going to make that direct impact. And that's a good reason to start a nonprofit. And then another pro, collaborative opportunities. When you go out there with your mission, you can work with several other nonprofits and again, change the world. A lot of times, and we'll talk about this more in later videos, your nonprofit may have a certain niche. You may work with small children that somebody else is working with adults, but there's no reason why you can't collaborate. And having a nonprofit with all these selfless people coming together and raising money and doing the work to change the world is why you should start a nonprofit. And what are some of those benefits? We'll talk about this again in later videos. When you start a nonprofit, the donations sent to you once you get your 501c3, it's tax deductible, again, for the person who donates to you. So in this realm, in this framework, it's a win-win situation. So those are some good reasons to start a nonprofit. But some people start nonprofits for crazy reasons. The nonprofit sector is one of the most misunderstood sectors. And one thing that people always come to me when they want to talk about starting a nonprofit, the one thing I always tell them sometimes is, you don't have to start a nonprofit to be nice. So there's a lot of entrepreneurs that come to me, and I mean, one of the first ones that came to me, I could tell you a story, is It was a valet parking. I mean, it was a taxi service. It was before Uber, but it was an Uber-esque type of service. And this entrepreneur wanted to offer free rides during the holidays or when people may be drunk. And I had to explain to her that as an entrepreneur for profit, there's no reason to start a full-blown nonprofit corporation to be nice. And there's a lot of people out there, and they don't understand that a nonprofit, you have to be incorporated, you have to have a board, and there's a lot of paperwork because you're, again, doing this on behalf of society. So you have to be careful with that. The legal and administrative burden, it's more because you don't own a nonprofit. You're a steward on behalf of that mission and that cause. And so people are not giving you money, they're giving the mission and the cause the money. And because we got to make sure that you're following that stewardship, there's going to be more legal and administrative burden. Another thing, running a nonprofit, you're a nonprofit corporation, you have to be incorporated. Running a nonprofit can be expensive and it's resource intensive. Typically, you're not building widgets, so you don't have any money that's flowing in. You will need to invest time, money, and effort into fundraising, marketing, and managing the organization. What goes hand in hand, I call us professional beggars, because to drive the mission to change the world, it's going to take money. And we're going to talk about this in later videos. You have to get paid. You can get paid, but that has to be raised. So you want to think of that. Again, back to the stewardship part, responsibility and accountability. As a founder of a nonprofit, you have the responsibility to effectively manage and allocate the funds and resources that are donated. And when we say donated, these are people investing into your mission. No one gives you a gift. This requires accountability, transparency, and strong organizational skills. Failing to meet these expectations can damage your reputation, your credibility, and you could be subject to government sanctions. So you really have to think about that if you're going to start a nonprofit. And then the last one, and a lot of people don't think about it. We think nonprofit, we think charity. But again, you're incorporated, you're a business, and there's going to be competition. I can tell you there is a proliferation of nonprofits out there. So what you want to consider is if somebody else is doing it, and it may be easier for you to volunteer your time with them, or even if you have a program, go talk to another nonprofit and see if that's something that you can offer for them. Because all of us are out there, like I said, we're professional beggars. You're going to have to go out there and compete for limited funding and attention. And there's a lot of misnomers out there. And again, I plan to talk about all of these things. The grant is not a given. And there's different dynamics to a grant. So you want to talk about that. People just don't give their money. And I ended up this way. You don't realize that we're in competition with McDonald's. Why do I say that? I have a mission that I want to buy a Big Mac meal. That person, that potential donor, has to make that choice. Do I give that $8 to McDonald's, or do I give it to this cause? So we're in competition with not just other nonprofits. We're in competition for everybody in terms of dollars. So this is just an overview of some pros and cons. Like I said, I'll be back with other videos and we can discuss different topics. What I want you to comment on is what resonated with you, what surprised you, and then what other things do you want to discuss in these videos. I'm here to help you. I'm here to serve you. And I look forward to working with you again in the future. Thank you for looking at the video and have a wonderful day.